have killed several Boko Haram and Islamic State West African province terrorists in an encounter at Forward Operating Base Gajiram Ngazai local government area of Borno State. A statement by the spokesperson of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, says troops of Sector 3 Operation Hadinkai, supported by the Nigerian Air Force component, engaged the terrorists with superior firepower while attempting to infiltrate the forward operating base. While exploiting the withdrawal route of the fleeing terrorists, 10 AK-47 rifles, 1 anti-craft gun, 1 Shuka barrel, 1 60mm mortar tube, among other ammunitions, were recovered. However, 2 soldiers paid the supreme price during the encounter. Emergency respondents are putting to use all necessary equipment to put off the fire at a 3-story building along Fatai Atere off Ladipo Market in Lagos. Hingino John Adams reports that no casualty have been recorded and the area has been cordoned off.
The fire outbreak, which was allegedly caused by an electric spark, was said to have started around 11 o'clock on Sunday night. Officials of National Emergency Management Agency say security fortification of the building caused obstruction to accessing it, thereby resulting in further spread of the fire to some other rooms in the building.
The 3-story building is being used for storage of Toyota motor spare parts, and there are a lot of inflammable materials, which I think is helping the fire as a fuel to get it to the level we had till this morning.
Residents of the affected building are counting their losses as the structure had assorted automobile spare parts worth millions of naira. In Lagos, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
We apologize for that mix-up. That was by Ruth and not Hingino John Adams. 2 persons feared dead while goods worth millions of naira destroyed in a petrol tanker fire that occurred early hours of Sunday morning at the railway crossing axis of Lafenwa Market in Abuja, Ogun State. Lukman Adefeso reporters here presented. Let's see that.
Eyewitnesses accounts say the explosion occurred when the fully loaded petroleum tanker fell while navigating the Lafenwa Ayitoro Bend, spilling its contents on the road. Some residents of the area, including hoodlums, took advantage of the spilled content to scoop fuel while making rescue operations difficult for emergency responders. A trader in the market and her granddaughter, who are said to have arrived early for trading activities, were burnt beyond recognition.
All this fire is spoil everything for this market, because all the money, if they calculate the money, it reach 5 billion naira.
There were some hoodlums, they were disturbing the fire services because they didn't allow them to do their job, which makes the case to go to worse like this.
Officials of the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency TRACE, as well as other stakeholders, worked tirelessly to contain the situation.
Apparently from a place, maybe there was a spark, I can't confirm that now, but there was fire. And all we had to do was to cordon off the place. First, to ensure that miscreants did not take advantage of the situation.
I deployed my men to the scene of the fire. Unfortunately, the hoodlum did not allow us to perform our duty. So they attacked our vehicle. The vehicle has already been damaged. All my men have been brutalized.
Efforts were still ongoing to transload the remaining content of the ill-fated tanker and remove the debris of the tanker for free flow of vehicular movement around the area.
Minister of State Environment Sharon Ikeazo says the federal government will increase close interface with members of communities in Ogoni land where remediation projects are ongoing. The interface, she says, will give government better understanding of the immediate needs and concerns of the people. This is to address the environmental pollution and at the same time improve on the livelihood support programs in Ogoni land. At a meeting with the management and staff of the Ogoni Cleanup Coordinating Office, the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, the minister insists that the federal government resolved to successfully clean up Ogoni land, provide livelihood support and potable water in all affected communities. Science and technology have been identified as the fulcrum on which the development and economic prosperity of a nation revolves. Hence, the need to inculcate scientific skills in children. This was the submission of stakeholders at the 24th National South-South Zonal Junior Engineers, Technicians and Scientists competition held in Calabar by the Federal Ministry of Education. Justina Etim reports. Okay, we don't have the reports ready for you. Let's move on to other stories. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has come up with a new domestic base price framework and applicable gas wholesale price for the strategic domestic sector. A statement by the Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, says the new framework, which is in fulfillment of the relevant sections of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, will provide a clear regulatory framework for the determination of a market-based pricing regime for the Nigerian gas market, and this will be reviewed annually. He says the domestic base price shall be the export parity price at the delivery point where there is a dominant supply of gas in Nigeria, while an industry-wide stakeholder engagement will equally be conducted before the final declaration of the 2022 domestic base price and wholesale price of gas to the strategic sectors. All right, let's go on a break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. We're actually calling our correspondent right now, all the way from Jos, Eke Miriam. She wants to give us an update on the failed attack. We hear investigations are on. So, Eke Miriam, I know you can hear me now. You've picked up the call, so tell us. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So go ahead and tell us the update.
Okay, so I there this morning, and we learned that earlier that there was a combined team of the Operation 27 officials from the prison and then the Nigerian police. And then they were able to follow the attack. And when we got there, we noticed there were 7 corpses, although they didn't tell us if they were prisoners or, people that the gunmen that attacked. They were also learned that one of the officers lost his life. He just resumed duty and he's been buried already according to Islamic rites. And we also saw the local government chairman of Jos North, who also joined on a tour around to part of the prisons that was destroyed, and the lead directors were destroyed. Then after that, we joined the DSS, the Nigerian police, and prisons experts to go on just outside the perimeter. And then the deputy governor came in also. He declined comments, he didn't say anything. So at the moment, what we've learned is there's a security meeting going on at the old government house in DC with all the security chiefs. We're trying to put their reports together and get information on the media so can be people.
Okay, we also gathered that few escapees returned. Can you confirm that?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
We got reports that few escapees returned. Can you confirm that?
Yes, we also knowledge and related to the maybe 1 or 2 people. We have no idea where they took them to them. We learned the thing too, but there's been no confirmation from the authorities of the correctional facility or center.
Okay, and we also got information that some persons were trapped during the attack. Can you confirm that also for us?
Okay, yes, today, the attack happened. Yes, there are trapped within the correctional center because of the strength of the security personnel that came in and protected the area. So yes, some of them were trapped within the facility and then they've been taken by the police and other security personnel.
Okay, we'll definitely keep in touch with you, Ekemiriam, for more update in our subsequent bulletin. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right. The president of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, has advised world leaders not to label or penalize African nations for new COVID-19 variants. The FDB president in tweets said Africa is not the source of the COVID-19 pandemic, urging for global justice, equity and fairness in access to vaccines. He also advocated for fairness in access to global vaccine supply system. Adesina said Africa must accelerate the manufacturing of its own vaccines and set up its own healthcare security defense system, quote and unquote. Africa, he said, must no longer outsource health security of its 1.8 billion people to the benevolence of others. The federal government is wooing more investors to invest in the country's agribusiness, urging farmers to see farming as a business venture. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, says more investment in the sector would significantly improve the standards of living of farmers in Nigeria. Musa Baba Aliyu will tell us more.
At this forum are local and foreign investors interacting with government officials, including the Minister of Agriculture, on business opportunities in the agribusiness industry.
This occasion will further encourage and trigger more commitments towards increased growth and development for agriculture and business in our country.
Because I see any person investing in agriculture as a patriotic citizen.
Synergy or our aggregated efforts will lift the Nigeria agri-food production from mere local content producer to a great export-producing nation.
Minister of Agriculture Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar informed investors that the agro-industry is experiencing a revitalization with dedicated federal government policies.
Agriculture is now being acknowledged and promoted as a business and not a development program, away from the primordial perspective and able to sufficiently satisfy the socio-economic needs of its practitioners and grow the nation's economy. Our agenda is to guarantee the vibrancy of the sector. Agriculture must be seen as a business and haven for investment.
He said government is committed to industrializing the agricultural sector. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
All right, let's take you back to the report we called earlier on the 24th National South Zonal Junior Engineers, Technicians and Scientists competition held in Calabar by the Ministry of Education. Justina Etienne will tell us all about it.
It is the yearnings of developing countries to attain the status of a developed nation, and analysts say the criteria lies in technological advancements. To realize this aspiration, the federal government, through the Ministry of Education, is breeding young scientists with its annual Junior Engineers, Technicians and Scientists competitions.
Well, for now, there is really nothing like scholarship for now, but we are working towards it to see how we can get not just the Federal Ministry of Education, but corporate bodies to pick up these students who have excelled in the competition.
Though the national competitions were previously held at one center, this year it is decentralized to regional and zonal levels due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with Cross River State as host for the 2021 South-South Zonal Competition.
The role of JET in this project is to elevate students in all aspects of engineering, in all sciences, in the medical line, in technology.
Pupils and students selected from public and private schools participate in oral and written quiz competitions, with Akwa Ibom State emerging as the winner of interstate quiz, while Cross River State won the national team project exhibition.
This exam is going to get us exposed to things we know and what we don't know.
Like me, I'm sure that by the end of this competition, the federal government can grant us scholarships that will be good for us.
The theme for the 2021 project exhibition is the role of science, technology and innovation in addressing human and food security in Nigeria amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Let's bring you an update on COVID. We hear that more countries are recording the outbreak of the new Omicron COVID-19 variant, while others have started enforcing necessary restrictions. Charles Arthur would tell us more about it.
Countries around the world have started restricting travelers from Southern Africa as details of the spread emerges. Early evidence suggests Omicron has a higher reinfection risk. The World Health Organization says the new variant is of great concern, while British Health Minister Sajid Javid said several cases have now been identified in Europe, 2 in UK, 2 in Germany, 1 in Belgium and Italy, while a suspected case was found in Czech Republic. In response to these developments, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced tighter restrictions on people entering the country, as well as compulsory use of face masks from Tuesday. Dutch health authorities say they have detected 61 COVID-19 cases among people who flew in from South Africa, some of whom are of the new Omicron variant. The Dutch health authorities said the cases were discovered among 624 passengers who arrived at Amsterdam airport on 2 flights on Friday. Meanwhile, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is to address South Africans on the new Omicron strain. First discovered in South Africa, the variant has now been detected in Britain, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Denmark, Belgium, Botswana, Israel, Australia, and Hong Kong. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Technology has been identified as a tool to change the tourism market, increase reach, enhance the tourism potentialities, and demand new skills from tourism entrepreneurs. The Director General, Nigeria Tourism Development Corporation, Folorunsho Koka, made this known at the Southeast Stakeholders Forum in Enugu. Chimaroke Ugu reports.
Tourism is the fulcrum for societal development, which in essence has influenced nations to look inward and develop essential areas for global attraction. It is against this backdrop that an interactive forum for stakeholders of tourism in the Southeast was organized by the National Tourism Development Corporation on utilizing digital tools for optimization and destination marketing. The interactive forum is to enhance digital transformation of tourism and increase the visibility on a global scale to facilitate larger coverage.
The future is driven by technology. Tourism cannot really thrive effectively without the participation of private investors.
Digital transformation has created great opportunities for tourism businesses and destinations.
Some keynote speakers and stakeholders maintain that the digital technology will be instrumental in transforming the tourism sector and increasing its revenue.
Technology drives development. It's very easy for us to use this to showcase our products.
We have so many sellable sites, tourist sites, that are just not explored. Nigeria can make a whole lot of money.
The Director General of the corporation was conferred the chieftaincy title of Eni Ndibo by the Traditional Rulers Council of the Southeast. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration says arrangements have been concluded to hold the Zuma Film Festival in April 2022. FCTA Permanent Secretary Olushade Adeshola made the disclosure when he signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian Film Corporation in Abuja. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
Secretary, Federal Capital Territory Administration, Olushade Adeshola, revealed that the administration had accommodated the hosting of the festival in its 2022 budget and had resolved to making it historic, adding that the administration was partnering with the corporation to organize the festival as it had the potential of marketing the nation's capital and attracting investments.
One of the landmark accomplishments of today's event is that we are establishing a horizontal relationship, a partnership with the sister agency, the Nigeria Film Village, for the hosting of the Zuma Film Festival.
Managing Director, Nigerian Film Corporation, Chidia Madwekwe, said Abuja was carefully selected to host the festival to showcase the beauty and economic potential of the city to the international community.
To expand the huge export potential of Nigeria, above all, it will also promote FCT and Nigeria as film and a tourism destination in Africa.
The managing director also revealed that the Film Corporation intends to escalate the conversation of establishing a film entrepreneurial hub in the FCT. In Abuja, Ifani Izumba, NTA News.
All right, let's take sports update.